You guys, I need this concept to work. I need water hair. It's just so pretty. Last video I tried to do a fun redesign of Hatsune Miku, and I decided that I wanted her twin tails to be twin waterfalls, and I tried sketching out all of these different ways to make it work, but it's actually really hard to draw water and water hair. And then the perfect opportunity just jumped into my lap this week. So ages ago, this artist I used to follow on Instagram and love mysteriously vanished into thin air. Her name was Akatsi, and her art style was very cute and soft and pastel and simple, and I just loved it. But then one day she just stopped posting for like 3 years, and nobody knew where she went or why, and she never gave an explanation. But some people were speculating she might have felt bullied off the platform because she'd always make these posts comparing her new art to her old art, and then she'd get all of these hate comments saying the old stuff was better, or maybe something happened in her life, I don't know. But she randomly came back to the platform recently with this Draw This in Your Style challenge, and you know I love me a good Draw This in Your Style challenge, and perfect timing too, because she wants us to draw her OC with fire hair and water hair. And spoiler alert, by the way, this drawing turned out really good, you guys, so make sure you stay until the end to see the results. I'm actually really happy with this piece. It feels so narcissistic to hype up my own art like that, but I think I need it. I was in a bit of an art slump before I made this piece. I'll talk more on that in a moment. Anyway, I started off looking at some references, as I always do, and a big inspiration for me right now is Maru, aka Maruti Bitumen, on Instagram, who does so many beautiful water-themed characters with watercolor, and I wanted to learn and take a bit from these pieces. I made a little reference sheet for myself here using the program PureRef. Shout out to my friend who put me on that. It's a free program and you can just slap a bunch of images to collage on there to look at while you're drawing. So I have my main reference, the Draw This in Your Style challenge, and a bunch of different style references as well. So one key thing I wanted to get right this time around was the caustics, because I didn't draw caustics last time. So I started by googling what are the hexagonal shapes in water called, meaning the kind of semi-hexagonal, pentagonal, circular shapes you get when light reflects off of the surface. And I got information about structured water, which is when the molecules form a hexagonal cluster, which is definitely not what I was looking for, but some googling later I found out that this effect is actually called caustics. So in optics, a caustic or caustic network is the envelope of light rays which have been reflected or refracted by a curved surface or object, or the projection of that envelope of rays on another surface. So my main change from last time was to focus on drawing the caustics, which I did with a white pen, and then I motion blurred and erased it slightly because it just felt a little bit too harsh at first. I tried to add 2 structured waves into her hair, and I tried to add in some mottled shading to the sea foam to give it a fluffy appearance, even adding little dots where the sea foam had sprung up. I used strong, harsh white highlights on the edges of the hair, and I used the airbrush tool a lot to add a range of blue and green tones, which made it look more vibrant and tropical, and I coloured the centres of the white ripple highlights as well with different colours, and I really like how it turned out. So my main tip when drawing water hair, I guess, would be to focus on soft gradients and also to include those light ripples, which are luckily quite random looking anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Then with the fire hair, I took the opposite approach, which was a more harsh approach. I used the select tool pretty much exclusively to get those jagged lines, and then I used overlay layers in red and yellow to build up the variation and colour. And then towards the end of the piece I used a bloom effect, which basically makes the whites whiter and softer and slightly blurred, which gives this glow effect to the hair. So there I am now. You can see adding the shapes to the fire hair just took a while to sync up because I spent a lot less time on the fire side, but I think it still turned out decently well. Also, if you guys have any general tips for painting water, then please drop them in the comments section, because this result is good, but it's not perfect. I still think I have some way to go before I get truly confident with depicting water and water hair like this. But anyway, this piece really pulled me out of it. I was in such a slump after what I drew before this. It's crazy how with art you can go through phases where you just hate everything you draw and you're not even sure what you're doing wrong. It's just like nothing is turning out right. And then you come out with a piece you really like, and then it just restores your hope in your ability to draw. You're like, oh, I can do it. I didn't just suddenly completely forget how to draw after all these years. I think it might be just getting stale, drawing the same thing, versus finding a new challenge and switching it up, and then having the joy that comes from succeeding at something new, which is why I love art challenges like the Draw This in Your Style challenge, getting me to draw characters that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. So I really want to make a new video soon on the ups and downs of creating art and how I ride those waves when they come, no pun intended. But I also want to take a moment to ask what you guys want from this channel. So I recently started making this series called Cover Art, which is a series where I cover art related news or controversies, and I've been talking a lot about AI art recently, and I've always talked a lot about AI art on here. And I've also been doing some casual sit down and draw content like this one, like where I do a art challenge or where I just sit down and design a character, and they never do as well as the drama videos because people love the drama. But I want to know more about what kind of content you guys enjoy in general. When you think of your favorite art YouTubers, who are they? I'd be so interested to know who my audience is watching other than me, and what kinds of videos do they make and what do you enjoy. So please let me know in the comment section, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye guys!